Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for your interest in the Science Co-op program. My name is Yaz Azarpaju, and I'm one of the Life Sciences Co-op coordinators with the Faculty of Science at UBC. For the purpose of this presentation, I'll be talking about the co-op process for the disciplines of integrated science, behavioral neuroscience, and the combined major in science. The deadline to apply for third-year students in integrated science, behavioral neuroscience, and the combined major in science students is in October of every year. One of the main questions that we receive from students who are interested in the co-op program is what kind of positions, what kind of jobs will I have as a co-op student if I'm, for example, an integrated science student, or I'm in behavioral neuroscience, or I'm a neuroscience student, or I combine major in science student, what kind of jobs will I be expecting to have as a co-op student? So for the purpose of this slide, I'll be talking about some of the opportunities that these students across these disciplines have had in the past, and I'm going to talk about each organization and the kind of opportunities that we've had with them in the past. We have a great collaborative partnership with the BC Children's Hospital as it relates to clinical research opportunities. So this position, for example, is with the Pediatric Limb Reconstruction Clinic, but we have a lot of opportunities with BC Children's in clinical research. So this is the type of opportunity for students who want to develop their patient interaction experience, to be involved in clinical trials, to understand ethics applications, and to really develop their skills in working with patients in a hospital setting. We have opportunities with Amgen in the biotech industry. So this is for students who are interested in wet lab research and in research in general. So this position, for example, was within the research and development team at Amgen. So this is more on the technical wet lab side of things. We have great opportunities with UBC Center for Brain Health for students who are interested in research, in research, again, wet lab research, but as it relates to brain health, as it relates to neuroscience, for example. St. Paul's Hospital also offers great opportunities in clinical research. So, for example, this opportunity was with the colorectal surgery unit. So a lot of students may not know before they go into the co-op program that they might be interested in surgery, and when they attend this position and they are placed in this position, and they learn about the colorectal surgery unit, they're very, very interested in how that unit works within St. Paul's Hospital. Stem cell technologies, another one of our partners in the biotech industry, for students who are again interested in wet lab research, and they want to be in research opportunities and to really develop their technical skills. Terry Fox Laboratories, a subsidiary of BC Cancer, one of the partners of BC Cancer, obviously, and they offer great opportunities with the in cancer research. So again, for students who want to develop that side of research in their skills in cancer research and that side of technical skills, this would be a great opportunity for them as well. And I wanted to include BC Children's Hospital because they also offer opportunities in data science and also in bioinformatics. So we have students who in the past have indicated that they have an interest in computer science type positions, but they want to be within the healthcare industry. So they want to be within that healthcare environment. So we have students in integrated sciences who have computer science as one of their integration. We have CMS students who have that computer science package in as part of their discipline, or we have neuroscience students and behavioral neuroscience students who have that cognitive systems interest, right? So definitely there are opportunities in bioinformatics and data science within the hospital setting, within the healthcare setting, that these students can apply to as well. Now, for some of our students in combined major in science and integrated sciences who have that environmental science or earth and ocean science as part of either their integration or their package in CMS, there are opportunities with Environment and Climate Change Canada, both on the policy side and on the field side. So these are opportunities where students can work on the field or they can work on the policy side of things as it relates, for example, to climate change policy. They also can apply to Agriculture Agri-Food Canada that offers amazing opportunities on the field. So this is where students work on the field for about the first 4 months, and then they analyze everything that they've collected as samples in the second 4 months of their placement. So Again, these are opportunities outside of Vancouver if students want to work on the field and they are willing to relocate. Also, Department of Fisheries and Oceans, great opportunity for students who are interested in oceanography and earth and ocean sciences. And finally, UBC Earth, Ocean and Atmospheric Sciences Department, our very own employer at UBC, that offers opportunities in co-op and research. Again, that could be within the lab environment and the field environment. And this is again where students kind of can have both the lab and the field opportunities as well. So one of the areas that our employers have indicated to us that they would really like to see on students' application is previous experience. Now, for students in certain disciplines that don't have access to third-year level labs, it's really important to gain some technical and wet lab skills prior to starting their first work term in co-op. Now, this is not a requirement, it's a recommendation. So if students cannot get into third-year level lab courses, one of the areas that we encourage them to look into is to volunteer at a UBC lab and to be proactive. So this could be in the form of obtaining work-learn opportunity or simply just going to different labs and dropping off their resume and ask if they need volunteers. They can also reach out to their professors and see if the professors are looking for a research assistant in the lab. So we really encourage students to be proactive, to gain those technical lab skills, especially if they're interested in research and wet lab opportunities. Some of our CMS students have had great opportunity to work, to take the Bio 342 lab, which gives them a chance to design an experiment based on what they've shared with me. So that could be a course to think about if it is open to students to take. And if students are interested on the clinical research side of things, then we encourage them to think about volunteering at the hospital, to have that chance to gain experience working with patients and patients' families, and have an opportunity to build relationships with the healthcare representatives, the nurses, the doctors, the surgeons. So sometimes our students volunteer as navigators or as volunteers at an information desk at a hospital. Sometimes they volunteer at a senior home, again to gain that patient interaction experience, so that they can put that on their resume when they apply to co-op opportunities. That again gives the employers an indication that students have had some patient interaction experience prior to being on a co-op work term. For all the students, analytical and critical thinking skills are very, very important. So in addition to Stats 200 and maybe Psych 278, that gives us a solid footing in the programming language of R, and having had skills in Excel across our different courses, it will be good to, if possible, within the context of your academic schedule, to think about taking some computer science courses, ComSci 110, ComSci 210, Computer Science 103, EOS 211 for students who are in natural sciences, and different math courses, again, if it's feasible within the context of academic courses. Again, these are all recommendations. They're not requirements to get into the co-op program, but they're highly, highly recommended. Some of the tips for success for behavioral neuroscience and neuroscience students. Psych 277 and 278 are courses that are really good to have to discuss and elaborate on the resumes for co-op, but also if behavioral neuroscience students have an opportunity to be in Psych 270 and 370, that would be great. For neuroscience students, the faculty recommended courses are obviously 277 and 278, Psych 277 and 278, but also Neuroscience 300 and Psych 370. So these give students, again, really good footing in research methodology, technical skills, data analysis. That would be really, really good to have before starting the first co-op work term if they're accepted into the program. For students interested in cognitive systems, I have listed some computer science courses that if they have access to it, and if it's again feasible within the context of their academic schedules, they're more than welcome to consider taking them. Again, I'd like to emphasize that these are recommended courses by faculty and employers. They're not mandatory, but highly recommended to succeed in co-op. For students interested in natural science positions, again, these are positions that require students to be on field. Class 5 driver's license is really important. So if students don't have their driver's license, they're encouraged to think about, starting that process. Also, for these students, geographical information systems courses, soil science courses, and previous fieldwork opportunities would be really nice to have in terms of skills, right? So that would be something to think about as well if they're interested in applying to, again, for example, Environment and Climate Change Canada or Agriculture, Agri-Food Canada. So let's talk about the deadline and the timelines for this October. So this is where we are right now in the first semester of our third year, where the application to co-op is open. So this is when students apply to co-op. If they're accepted into the co-op program, they attend workshops in November and also in January and February of the following year. And in this term, from January to April, so the second term of their third year, that's when, while they're attending school, if you follow my cursor here, while they're attending school, they're also applying to co-op jobs. And these are jobs that start in May, so in the summer of their third year. So they can apply for 4-month positions, for 8-month positions, for 12-month positions, or 16-month positions. That depends on the student. But what's important is that within this semester, students are going to school, they're attending co-op workshops, they're applying to jobs, they're meeting with their coordinators to do application reviews and interview preparation. So it is going to be a busy semester. So keep that in mind. So as a lot is going to happen if students are accepted into the co-op program, a lot is going to happen within that January to April term. One reminder that students need to return to school to take the remaining grad required courses for that 5th year of their study, so they cannot end their academic career on a co-op work term. They need to come back to school to graduate after their last co-op. And in terms of the total cost of the program, there will be a one-time co-op workshop and administration fee upon acceptance into the program. And there will also be a co-op work term fee for each 4 months or each term of successful placement in a job. As the workshop and administration fees, as well as the co-op work term fees, are subject to change, you're welcome to check the UBC calendar link below for the exact list of fees every academic year. And if you're interested in looking into the average salary statistics for co-op positions, you're welcome to take a look at Science Co-op website for life sciences under the employer section. Admission requirements, as you have seen on the website under your discipline of study, students must have a minimum of a B- average or 68 cumulative grade point average for applications to be reviewed. The students will need to be in full-time enrollment in their respective discipline. And after the initial review of applications, successful candidates are invited for an intake interview with the coordinator. So this is a formal interview to be accepted into the co-op program. And one area that we want to emphasize is that we'd like to for students to kindly note that academic performance is reviewed and assessed very closely for each application. So as the process is fair and equitable to all students, we look at academic performance very closely for each application that is received. And the admission requirements for the complete application online, please check our website, sciencecoop.ubc.ca, and please click on your discipline of study. So if you're a neuroscience student, please make sure that you find the neuroscience button and click there. If you're a behavioral neuroscience student, you can find your discipline, the same thing with integrated science and combined major in science. Once you create an account on our website, then there's an application questionnaire that you'll need to complete, and also you will need to complete and submit a resume as well. So the application questionnaire is on our website that you need to complete. The resume is a document that you will need to submit. Some tips for success for your resume: we'd like to look at employment history, extracurricular activities, volunteer experiences to date, application questionnaires. We'd like to, some of the questions are, why are you applying to co-op? So I'd like to see some industry research, maybe what kind of employers you'd like to experience working with, what kind of skills you'd like to gain, and what kind of skills do you have to offer, right? So think about your previous work experience and academic experience to maybe tell us more about why are you interested in applying to the program. Next steps after applying, after the initial review of applications, successful candidates are invited for an intake interview with the coordinator. Interview requests are sent via email. So please make sure that you check your primary email. This is the email that you use to create an account on our website. Please make sure you check that every year, and also every day. And please make sure that you check your spam folder as well to make sure that you receive all of our messages so that you don't miss an opportunity for an interview. Interviewing will begin mid to late October. Decisions regarding the status of applications after interviews will be communicated again by email by November. Please apply under your current discipline of study. So even if you're planning on changing your discipline of study later on, please apply under your current discipline, because otherwise the review of your application will be delayed. And there are questions on the application questionnaire. Every question needs to be answered. So if you have applied or are planning on applying to any school, such as medical school, dentistry, nursing, pharmacy, or any other school that's not listed, you'll need to disclose that. So that question refers to the timeline of September to December of this fall. So that is what you need to let us know about. Successful candidates who are accepted into the program will be expected to attend a required co-op orientation over a weekend in November, as well as 2 to 3 more required workshops in January and February of the following year. So this is just for students to know that is part of the process once students are accepted into the program. And any questions, highly recommend that you check out our website. It's a very comprehensive website, and you can read all about your discipline of studies requirements and the schedules. So you're more than welcome to visit our website, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Application deadline is in October of every year, and please consult our website for the exact deadline date in October. Again, thank you so much for your interest in the co-op program and for wanting to be part of this great journey. Thank you again, and I wish you all the best in your applications.